All right, what's going on, y'all, man? Welcome back to another episode, man. Excited to have on a great guest, man. Top linebacker in the country, man. Max Brown of Jefferson High School, younger brother of Sammy Brown. Man, he's been doing his thing. He got to the state championship this past year. Phenomenal season for the Dragons, man. And he just recently committed. So we're gonna break all that down on the show and welcome on no other than Max Brown.
What's up?
What's going on, bro? How everything going, man?
It's going great. No summer practice, getting after it.
Yes, sir, man. How's summer practice so far, man?
It's been pretty good. I hurt my knee during spring, so we've just been rehabbing it, getting it ready to go for later in the summer and ready for the season.
100%, brother. Just recap real quick for the artists that may not know you, just a little bit about how this past season went with Jefferson. Talked a little bit about it in the intro, but what did you just enjoy most of the season? Continue to perfect your craft and grow.
So one thing I enjoyed most last season was really just growing to know people on the team, like my teammates, on a deeper level, and not only just the seniors, but the rising seniors and people in my grade, so we can have a better chemistry coming up this season and have the chance to possibly be better than we were the last year. Off season, I always got to find something. So this season, I'm really working on. Last season was working with my hands, getting extension with my hands, and this year's all about getting off of it real fast, getting to the ball.
Got you. And then obviously talked about chemistry. So coming back this year, Max, you're one of the leaders of this group. So what are some things you're telling your teammates as you come into your junior season and you really try to take that next step forward along with your teammates?
I've really been emphasizing just getting out with each other outside of football, really building a friendship and a bond. And then in linebackers, I've been telling them to be the defensive quarterbacks, like making sure everybody knows the call, everybody knows where they're supposed to be. You have to learn every position so you can help everybody out around you, all your teammates.
100%, man. And then obviously your recruiting it's been great. You've been picking up so many offers. I remember seeing you as a young, freshman, compared to where you are today, man. But just talk about all the hard work you've put in to get to this point where you was able to make the decision.
It's been really, really tough on me, like even just to tell the other schools no, because, I've built really great relationships with those guys. They're great coaches, great people. I appreciate all of them. But ever since I was a little kid, the picture of me and Sammy went on the commitment, I've known that's the place. And I've tried to keep it real unbiased and real straightforward with everybody. But when it came down to it, I was ready. I was ready to commit. I told Coach Sweeney, he FaceTimed me. I was like, Coach Sweeney, I'm all in. I'm ready to commit right now.
We love to see it. And then speak of that a little bit, man. Obviously, your dad's a great person. Your mom as well, Mike Brown, Becca Brown. Where did your fandom come from for Clemson? I know you said you've been loving them since you're young. What really initially attracted you to the program?
So my dad's cousin, Erin, she was a cheerleader at Clemson. And then my dad's uncle, Tommy, is a cheer coach at Clemson. And so, just growing up all around that culture, going to games, going to camps, it's just always been surrounded me.
100%. And then obviously you got the offer June 1st. Walk me through what that process was like, just building that relationship, obviously, with the Clemson Tigers. The offer, a couple of days later, you commit. But like you said, you always knew that you wanted to go there. You try to remain unbiased, but it was just something about Clemson that stood out. But what was the initial relationship and the offer? How did that come about to be?
So my dad, I knew that they were going to offer on June 1st, which is a matter of time and when, because they had the OVs that day. They were finishing up the OVs. And so I'm on the way to my friend's house. I'm really about to pull right into their driveway. And my dad's like, you need to call Coach Boulware right now. And I was like, all right. So I call him. I park in his driveway and I call him. And he's just like asking about my day, asking what I'm doing. And he's like, well, we've been waiting on this day, June 1st, and, we want to offer you. It was a surreal experience. And it's something that I'm never going to forget for as long as I live.
And then when Coach Boulware, you're on the phone with him and he's like, Max, man, we're so excited to offer you, man. We want you to come be a Clemson Tiger. Like, what's going through your head in that surreal moment to know, like, hey, this is a childhood dream come true?
I told him, I'm like, Coach, I'm all in, I'm committing, but I want to do it in person, so it's official. So I'm just like, in my head, I'm just like, wow, it's just a little part of little 4-year-old Max came back out for a second, and like, man, we made it. But I can't get too comfortable. Gotta keep my head down and keep working, because I got to work on, and then I got this season. I'm going 15-0 this season. That's the goal.
That's the goal, brother. And then how big of a recruiter was your big bro, Sammy Brown? I mean, and for you, bro, how excited were you just to see him have the success as a true freshman? ACC Newcomer of the Year, Defensive Player, all those good accolades just that early on in his career.
He was a pretty good recruiter. I mean, he really sold it for me. And even just going on the visits with him, going on his OV, that was like selling it for me as well. Just seeing him, like 1 year after me and him being on the field together, making all these plays on the field, making all these awards. It just really makes me really proud of him, and also a sense of hunger for me, because like my goal for me is just to be better than him, but not be an exact replica of him. I'm making my own path, paving my own way,
Yes, sir.
making people know that I'm not somebody's little brother.
Exactly. And so if you had to say, who's the better of the two?
So that's a difficult question, because we have two different, really different play types. Sammy's more of a, like my dad says, he had to push Sammy out because he was a little bit like, I wouldn't say timid, but like he was, I don't know, but he has to pull me back sometimes because I get really into it. I play with a lot of passion, and just things that like build up in my mind over the week. I harness that and I use it on the field to my advantage.
100%. Can you talk about that element too? Because I don't know if you remember this match, but I talked about it. Like I was working out. I seen you in there with your teammate Douglas Callahan. You're working out as well, y'all. And I mean, like, bro, this is another classic, but it's an All-Star game, and you're going ham in the weight room. So talk about just that energy, that drive, just to always be great.
Just I'm always motivated by the fear of being just average. I always want to be the greatest version of myself that I can be, and just to let people know, like as soon as I walk in the room, like you don't want to mess with that guy. He's here for a reason, and just always got to be somebody that people look at and they're just like, yeah, he's a dude right there.
100%, man. And then how excited are you just to get coached by Ben Boulware? We know obviously he was a Clemson great. We see what he was able to accomplish in his career with the Tigers. But just having somebody that not too long ago was playing the exact same position you were playing, how exciting is that for you?
That's really exciting. Like I'm super ready to get up there and get coached by him. I think it's going to be great for me because me and him are really similar in the way that we play. Like we're both 6 foot. We're both not the most athletic. We're both not like just athletic genetic freaks like 6'2", like what Sammy is. But we play with a bunch of passion. We play with our head on fire. We have great instincts, and it's just going to be really good, especially just for anybody, because he's been there at the same school, won a national championship with the same school, overcame mental blocks with the same coach. It's just going to be really good, and he's a really good coach, and he has a bunch of energy. Him and Coach Allen both have a bunch of energy.
Percent. And then for you, what's been your favorite thing about the Clemson experience? Not necessarily getting recruited, but I'm actually talking about when you've been to games, if you've been able to been around campus. What's just been your favorite part about just the whole Clemson experience?
I've liked to just seeing all the different cultures and how they differ, how they're similar, and just the energy around different places. Because I'm all in. I'm committed to Clemson, but I'll tell you, there's something different about night games at Neyland Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee. I'll tell you, I was at the Alabama game, and it was rocking. And Duke's has a gorgeous campus, and even University of Florida has a really cool campus. And it's just really cool just seeing all the different things, all the different towns, all different cultures and traditions. It's really cool.
100%, brother. And then, for you, Max, a couple more before I let you go. Now that you're submitting this 2027, I don't foresee you going anywhere. I'm sure you're locked in with Clemson probably the rest of the way. What are you doing in terms of just recruiting this class, this 2027, some other players?
What I've been doing so far is that every person I've seen get an offer, I've been following them on the gram, shooting them a text like, hey, this is the place to go. This is the place to be. Sweeney's the best coach in college football right now. You can come play for the best. Come play with the best players.
100%, man. And is there any certain players you're looking for, or it doesn't matter?
Right now, I'm hitting Josh Dobson in the corner really hard. Teddy Gerard, I'm hitting him real hard because I'm pretty sure he's about to get that offer soon. And the receiver from Florida, I'm hitting him really hard because we have like a big 2027 group chat.
Wow. Okay. All right, brother. 2 more. I'm gonna let you go, man. Obviously, you talked about your goals going 15-0. You are a very team-oriented player, so I know individual stats doesn't really necessarily mean the same thing to you. But just what are some individual goals you got for yourself, Max, for this season? Any tackle goals, interceptions? I know you want to make a lot of negative plays. What's some of your goals for yourself?
This year, I'm gonna be playing on both sides of the ball, so I'm gonna want to have, let's say, 10 rushing touchdowns, over 100 tackles, 10 TFLs, and 2 interceptions.
Ooh. All right, man. That's some good goals, man. And then,
yes, sir.
In terms of keeping your brother did it. You've done it at a high level too. A lot of people don't know that you've been doing this since you were, obviously youth football, playing both sides. How do you keep yourself fresh? Because you're throwing your body out there on both ends. How do you stay fresh throughout the season for you?
It's 2 things for me. You just got to keep on working, keep it in shape. I like to do a bunch of stuff with a weighted vest, just going on runs, going on walks with a weighted vest, keep my stamina right. And 2, you got to have that mindset that like, that don't hurt. I can worry about it after the game. I got my brothers behind me. They're relying on me. I got to go out and give it all I got.
Love it, man. Last question, man. Give me a message or something you would like to say to the Clemson faithful, the Tiger fans that are gonna get the chance to watch this.
Hey, just be ready. 2 years, I'm coming, and I'm gonna make a message. I'm gonna put Jefferson, Georgia on the map. I'm putting Commerce, Georgia map, and putting Clemson back on top. Putting Clemson back on top. We're gonna have the best defense. The Brown brothers are gonna make a mess everywhere we go.
I love it, man. Man, go enjoy that pool, man. I just want to say thanks so much, brother, for coming on. I know you didn't have to do this, man, but it means a lot to me, man. Appreciate you, man, and much love as always.
Yes, sir, for sure.
All right, man. There he goes, man. Max Brown, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. One of the best in the country, man. Already got his decision. Will be one to watch continue for this season. Remember, they made it to the state championship last year, man. Played up against Calhoun. He officially has shut down his recruitment and his commitment. So I appreciate him coming on. That's going to do it for today's episode. See y'all in the next one.